Culture swap?
Yeah, swap my culture.
So, Jack,
Oh, God.
we sort of danced around the topic a little bit earlier, but the reason why you couldn't drink on Saturday, would you like to share that with our listeners now?
So, viewers, listeners, whatever. We decided that as I was going down on the weekend, we would watch High School Musical together.
And not only just because you were coming down, but also because we did have to turn this episode around quicker than we normally would.
Yeah, there was also, we've got to get this out and done to avoid the Bulgaria incident.
I mean, that sounds like a proper political thing.
I know, it sounds cool, that's why I said it.
Okay.
But, so, we watched it together, and Liam suggested... I'd already said I'm going to drink while we're doing it, because I don't think I'll survive.
Yeah. Which, I was understandable.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
So you suggested we do a drinking game.
Yeah.
There was already one online.
Yeah. We modified it as well, I modified it a little bit. You refused to play with those rules.
Yeah, well, you kept... There was one website that had one set of rules and another website that had another. So both were designed to make you drink a reasonable amount. Liam wanted to do both together. I
ended up doing an amalgamation of the two, where I did all of the one that you were doing, but then I added a couple of ones from the other one that I liked the sound of.
Yeah. But it turns out, listeners, that if you're playing these drinking games, High School Musical has a lot of things that happen repeatedly over and over again. Such things as drink every time someone says Wildcats, and every time someone says what team. Now, to someone who hasn't watched High School Musical, that sounds reasonable.
So someone like
High School Musical, you're aware that they shout, what team? Wildcats. What team? Wildcats. What team? Wildcats. And then you have to do 6 drinks.
Yep.
That happens a lot.
What also helps, I think, is if you make the drinks quite strong.
No. So you say helps. It was definitely a hindrance. Now, listeners, I don't know if you've seen someone casually pour for a drinking game a half glass of Jack Daniels and a half glass of Coke, but it's not great. It's a good drink.
It tasted
but it's
really
not good. Oh yeah, it did, but it's not good for a drinking game.
Not good when you have to drink 6 times, and then like a couple of minutes later you have to drink for another reason.
I mean, we had to pause that film a fair few times and go and fill up.
Oh yeah.
There was a moment where we decided to get bigger glasses to save us some time.
Yes. Now, in all honesty though, we're saying this, I think if we'd have just done the one film, we'd have been okay.
Yeah, the mistake was... The issue was, I got fairly drunk fairly quickly, because I don't drink very much, listeners, anymore. I used to at uni, but I don't particularly drink when I'm by myself. I don't see the point.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Whereas you do occasionally drink. That makes it sound bad if I say you drink by yourself.
No, I if I've had a particularly difficult day, I'll have a little drink.
You just chug a bottle.
Yes, that's most days.
So... My like resistance to alcohol has gone way the fuck down, and I was fairly drunk fairly quickly. So what that meant was, by the time the first film finished, I was ready for High School Musical 2 and 3. I was like, we've got to watch all 3. Let's just get it out of the way.
At one point, I was worried that he'd want me to throw the concert on as well.
So we made it through 2.
Oh, just about, yeah.
I think we were still sort of doing drinking games.
No, we were. We 100% were.
Okay, cool. I seriously, I honestly don't remember that much.
Yeah.
And then the bit I do distinctly remember is 3 came on, and I rolled onto my side, and you said, Jack, don't go to sleep.
Yep.
And I said, don't worry about it, Liam, I'm not going to, and then immediately passed out.
Yeah. We got about 25 minutes into 3 before I had to pause it and go and take care of some things, and then just go to
Liam
bed.
vomited everywhere.
I was a bit sick. To be fair, like I said, drinking through 1 High School Musical game, playing a drinking game, totally doable. 2, not a smart idea. Then starting a 3rd, that was... But bear in mind, by this point, it probably was about 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
We had been drinking before we even started these films.
I do remember you saying the sun's up.
Oh yeah, the sun came up about 4:30.
Cool.
Just as we were finishing number 2, I think, or at least midway through number 2. I'll be honest, I don't remember a lot of number 2, but I've seen it before, so that's a non-issue.
I mean, I remembered bits of it.
Yeah. Now, number 3, yeah, we got 25 minutes in. When I started it the next day, I didn't remember any of the stuff that we'd watched the night before.
No.
But we did get through all 3 films in the weekend.
Yeah.
Just 2 of them you did drunk, and the 3rd one, not drunk.
Well, like 2/3 of the 3rd one not drunk.
But we did start from the beginning again, though.
Was that when I had a hangover?
Yeah.
Because I don't fucking remember.
Okay. So, I don't know. Obviously, as the person that recommended this, it's pretty obvious. I'm a fan of these films, and I know it might not seem like the sort of thing that you would expect from me because you're probably thinking I'm a pretty cool guy, but
I think the fact that you're in love with Zac Efron, these people were fully aware that you would be in love with High School Musical.
Exactly. So
now, I think what we should do is very quickly, right now, I will say that my favourite one of the three was 3.
Okay.
I remember sort of enjoying 2.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about 1, because 1 is the one we're going to talk about.
Exactly.
I just want to quickly get 2 and 3 out of the way.
We are not going to have another Santa Claus debacle.
No, we aren't.
So what is interesting, 3 is one that was actually, it got a lot bigger budget because they were giving it a cinema release, whereas 1 and 2 were made for the Disney Channel.
Okay, I think you did tell me that, and I think it is noticeable.
Yeah, it really is. I think, especially if you watch all 3 in quick succession, you really notice the budget went into number 3. Anything else you'd like to mention about 2 and 3 before we move on to number 1?
No, I think that's fine.
Okay. I mean, I will say...
We'll save it for when you inevitably demand that we do 2, officially.
Yeah, that might happen. Would you be up for doing another drinking game if we do 2?
God, no.
What if we did less strong drinks?
Then yeah, maybe.
Okay. I'll say personally, 2 is my least favourite of the 3, but 3 is better.
Yeah.
Obviously. Although 2 does feature my favourite song of the 3, which
Would you like to let all the listeners know what your favourite song is?
Yes, because we played a little game where every time there was a song, I turned to you and went, "Is that my favourite song?" And you said either yes or no.
I got it right.
Did you though?
Yes, I have the video on my phone.
Oh, I don't remember.
I haven't posted that to our Twitter yet, but I will do, listeners.
Okay, I don't. What video was that?
It's you very, very violently singing along to one specific song.
Maybe they don't need to see that video.
Oh, they do. They saw me dancing to the other ones, so they're definitely going to see.
We'll get to that.
I found 2 videos on my phone after the night.
Do you
one
remember
of them is you
them?
mouthing along to one of the songs, just normally.
Yeah.
And the other one is hand movements, you closing your eyes, swinging your head. You get very into it.
Was I maybe more drunk for the second video? Significantly. Also,
quite possibly.
Also, let's bear in mind, right? When we started watching this, you gave me this rule that if I sang during number 1, you'd leave the room. So
yeah, no, it wasn't even that I'd leave the room. It was that I'd stop watching them completely.
Yeah, so I couldn't sing through number 1 for this podcast, but that was not a rule that was in effect for number 2.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that it was an issue in number 2.
Exactly, and even if it had been in effect, I think by that point you were too far gone to actually move.
Yeah, 100%.
So I got away with it.
And you did follow the rules for number 1.
I did. I enjoyed myself quietly.
Yes.
So, number 1, Jack. Do you mind if I give a brief plot synopsis?
Go for it.
It's a little bit like Grease. You've got a guy and a girl who meet each other over Christmas vacation, on New Year's Eve to be precise. Well, obviously Grease, they meet in summer. And then it turns out that girl has transferred to the school, again, a lot like Grease, and there's songs a lot like Grease. What is a little bit different is the kind of moral message of Grease, if you will, is that you should change yourself to be with the person you like, whereas High School Musical makes quite a lot of points about how you shouldn't change yourself. But that's not the point of the film, it's just that is a point that is made. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
So it's all about Troy, our dashing Zac Efron heartthrob hero, and Gabriella, played by Vanessa Hudgens. They're the guy and girl who meet and they fall in love, but Troy is also a basketball player, and if he starts joining the High School Musical, that might affect his game. So Jack, what were your thoughts?
The film's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Okay.
Although, to be fair, I always said I could see myself enjoying this film if I actually give it the time of day.
That is true.
Right, so that's fair.
Because we both like musicals, right?
Yeah, I love musicals. They're great.
What's your favourite?
That is a tough one.
It is.
I love Cats. Cats is great.
I've never seen Cats.
I saw it live. It's really good.
See, I was half expecting you to say Sweeney Todd.
No, I like Sweeney Todd, but no.
Not favourite, okay.
I also love Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, but that's because having Christian parents, I watched that one a fair amount. Not because they were like, you need to watch it.
Yeah.
Just because it has fucking catchy songs.
Okay.
But so yeah, that's fair. I always knew that I would come out having enjoyed myself.
To a degree. I think you were a little bit worried about enjoying it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But, so my main issues with this film some of the songs, I don't know what the correct wording for this is, but like, because I know musicals, the songs are about what's happening. That's like the tradition, right? That's what they do.
Yeah.
Joe's from the Technicolor Dreamcoat, he sings about his coat. Cats, they sing about the cats. It all makes sense. But High School Musical, some of the lyrics to some of the songs are a little bit almost too straightforward. I don't know, is that the way of saying it?
Could you give me an example?
I'm thinking of mainly Get Your Head in the Game.
Okay, so I was actually thinking start of something new. You know, it's the film starts, the very first song is this could be the start of something new.
But that's fine. That I can accept, because the lyrics aren't like, they are about what's happening. But so it's not necessarily that the song's about what's happening. It's more when the lyrics are just like, I'm currently doing this thing that I am currently doing on screen.
Right, I'm with you. Yeah, so Get Your Head in the Game, where it's talking about going right and going left.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just them going right and left.
Shooting from the outside J, I think it is.
Yes.
Which I'm assuming is a basketball term.
I guess so. Because there's no one in the film that's called Jay.
No.
So I guess so.
Yeah, Jason's the closest you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's that kind of thing, like where the lyrics are very simple, I guess. And I'm like, it almost feels like they didn't try. Like, I'm sure they could have come up with a better song that wasn't just like go left, go right.
I agree.
Get ahead in the game.
I agree with what you're saying. Because I think if you look at something like Grease again, those songs tend to work on two levels. Where if once you get to a certain age, you're like, wait, there's a very dirty connotation to this song. But a younger ear might not pick up on it.
And not even that. It's like, so when Sandy gets her ear pierced,
yeah,
they sing a song. I can't remember which song.
Look at me, I'm Sandra Dee, lousy with virginity.
Nice. Do they have any lines in that song where it's like, I'm going to shove the needle through your ear into the ice?
No.
Because that's what some of the lyrics in High School Musical felt like.
It's a bit too descriptive of what was going on.
A bit too, yeah. Because that feels like you're relying on something. You're relying on the person doing it. It's not like you're not telling the story.
Yeah.
You're just explaining what I can already see.
Okay, yeah. That's
if you get what I mean.
I
don't know if that's the right way of describing it, but that's...
I think that is more of an issue with Get Your Head in the Game, but equally...
That is the best example of it. It's not necessarily... I'm not saying every song's like that, because they do have songs that aren't.
But equally, I think what we have to bear in mind with Get Your Head in the Game is it does still have a relevance to the story in that, you know, get your head in the game, Jack. You got to focus on the task at hand.
Yeah, he's thinking too much about music.
Yeah, and what he
Not
needs to be
about
thinking
the
about
sport ball.
is basketball.
Yeah, so it's relevant. It's not that it's not relevant. It's just, I don't know. But I think that was like my main issue. And then, of course, the fact that it's, you know, it's kind of a very generic story. But I'm not going to say that as a negative. It's just, it is a very straightforward story.
Okay.
Like, there's no huge surprises.
I'd say there's some.
Go on.
I was surprised at how delightful Zac Efron was.
Right. I meant actual surprise, like twists in the film, Liam, not just your wistful crush on Zac Efron.
No, I think there's a couple, like, maybe not surprises. I get what you're saying. It's like it ends how you would expect it to end, but there are certainly moments that I was not expecting, like when basically the main characters, all of their friends team up against them to try and keep them away from each other, which is a huge dick move.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have expected that.
It's not exactly
Disney
shocking
film.
though, because that is a sort of standard storytelling trope, isn't it?
I know.
Not necessarily the friends, but the like.
Oh, it's normally
you have to have that moment where they both go, "Oh,
yeah,
maybe we shouldn't be together."
I think for me, it is things like the song stick to the status quo. I wouldn't have expected a song like that from this film because.
But I mean, you say that it's not, but that song's not them going like, because High School Musical's message isn't at the end of that song. They don't go, "See, we were right. You can't be a musician or a singer," because he does become a singer. So like that song is the standard. We're going to sing about the way we feel, and then you're going to prove us wrong. That's what that song is. Yeah.
So basically, because what's happened in the film by this point is Troy, the basketball star, has gone to audition for the spring musicale, and the concern amongst the other students is if like a jock essentially starts mingling with like the theatre nerds, then the kind of social hierarchy will break down. And Sharpay actually says, you know, if this carries on, the mathletes could go from drool to cool.
Please don't quote lines like that.
Like what?
I don't think they help your case.
We don't know. So, you know, I think the whole point of that song, at least, is while people are being like, oh, even though I'm into my books, I like to hip hop and I pop and lock and all this, and like you've got the stoner skater kid who's like massively into the cello. While you do have that, the overall, to me, like the end of that song, it is still stick to the status quo, stick to what you know.
That's what I'm saying, Liam. I'm not saying, but that's not the film's message. I'm saying that's the point in the film where they show you the current norm of the school, which is them saying, we get that you've got these other things that you like, but don't do them.
Yes.
You're a mathlete, be a mathlete, right? Which isn't the message of the film, and that's very standard for like...
So, what message did you take away from the film?
Well, I don't think it really gives a great message, like, as in, there's not like a clear... It's just, if you like doing theatre, do theatre.
Do what you like.
Yeah, effectively.
Now, do you worry that perhaps his reason for doing it was not as much that he likes theatre, but that he liked the girl who liked theatre?
No, that's what initially gets him into it, but that isn't why he wanted to do theatre, Liam.
No, I would agree with that. I was just wanted your perspective on it.
Yeah. That's what initially makes him, like, try out.
Yeah, of course.
And then he realises he has a beautiful voice.
And he can also do some pretty slick dance moves. My only concern with this film, not concern, maybe complaint. I've got two complaints, really.
Go on.
The first, I would have liked to have seen more of the musical at the end.
Yeah.
Because we only get to see one song. And actually, that's not even true. We don't actually get to see the show by the end of the film. Because what we see is the audition callbacks.
Yep.
So I would have liked to have seen the musical at the end. I mean, it is called High School Musical, so I feel like I'm entitled to expect that. The other thing is, I do not like Gabriella's solo called When There Was Me and You. For me, that's the weakest song of the film.
Weaker than Get Your Head in the Game?
Yeah, I don't mind Get Your Head in the Game. I know that you have issues with it, but I think it's good advice to live by, personally.
Fair enough.
But, you know, When There Was Me and You, it's just her being a bit sort of mopey, and it's after she's seen him kind of pepping up his basketball squad and saying, like, oh, she's just a girl, she doesn't mean anything to me, it's all about this big game we're about to go and win. And, like, obviously he's going to say that. Like, he's the captain of the basketball team. He's got to get them motivated to go out there and win. And Gabriella, right, isn't all, like, pissy that her so-called friends have orchestrated this, because they're quite blatant in being like, well, we just thought you should see this, bust out an old school laptop, and there's a webcam recording him saying this.
I mean, the issue with that, Liam, is you're applying logic to the film that isn't what happens in the film. Like, you're adding your level of logic to it. It is a Disney Channel movie.
But if I was Gabriella, I'd be like, well, on one
that's
hand,
the issue, Liam. You're not Gabriella.
I wish I was.
I know you do.
On one hand, right, she could be like, oh, he's saying these things and he's a bit of a dick. But on the other hand, these aren't friends. Like, people that would do this to me, knowing my feelings for this guy...
But I'm saying she doesn't know that they're... Like, I know it's obvious. I'm not defending it, Liam.
Okay.
I know it's obvious.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in the film's logic,
yeah,
she doesn't know they've set it up until later, where they say to her,
no,
Gabriella,
right.
I know you believed that it was all just chance, but
hold up,
it was
Jack.
actually us.
Hold up. They don't know that they've orchestrated it, so Troy would say that, okay? But what is pretty fucking obvious is the fact that they've got a live webcam recording of him saying it.
But you're applying your logic. You're applying an adult watching a Disney Channel movie's logic to it, where you're like, well, I don't understand how she couldn't have realised.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, it's a Disney Channel movie where, like, if that was the case, she'd have said, why is there a webcam, right?
Yeah.
The film doesn't want you to assume that. The film's not saying to you, Gabriella realises it's her friends. The film is specifically being like, ignore the obvious here.
Yeah.
Assume that Gabriella doesn't put that together.
And then we just get the When There Was Me and You song, which I think is the cringiest song.
That's fine. It's not a good song.
No. And, like, she's walking around school and there's, like, huge posters of him. Like, there was never anything like that for the sports guys at my school. I don't know if it's
we
different
aren't in
America.
American schools.
Yes, it might be
It is very different over there.
Okay. But, I mean, so... If we could just run through the songs very quickly, there's not many, so don't worry about this. I would like your memories and opinions on them, okay?
I'm not going to remember most of them, but yeah.
No,
sure.
you will. So we got Start Something New, which was the first song, and I really like the way that song is set up, where it's like a karaoke thing, and you've got the MC who pulls them both on stage, and he's like, "One day, you guys are going to thank me for this."
Yeah, and then we never see him again.
Yeah, they never thank him. So what do you think of that song? Because that's like your introduction to the music in this film.
I don't know if you're going to believe me, but I honestly don't remember that song. Like, I remember it happening.
Yeah.
I have no recollection of that song.
Right, I'm not going to sing it because
I know. I'm not asking you to. Trust me.
Good.
So there you go. I guess that's my review of that song. I don't remember it.
Okay. This might not necessarily be in order. I'm trying to do this from memory and place them in order. So then I think you've got Bop to the Top, which is Sharpay and Ryan's duet that they do for the first school audition.
Yeah, I sort of remember that song.
It's quite an upbeat, funky number with a bit of a Spanish sizzle to it.
I don't think you actually know if it's got Spanish sizzle to it.
Oh, no, it does. She does a little bit of Spanish in it.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
She says, like, ay caramba or something.
Did you mean to say ay caramba?
Nope.
Which is like the Bart Simpson.
No, literally, she said, like, ay caramba in a very Spanish-y way.
Fair enough.
Trust me, it has a Spanish infusion.
I vaguely remember the song.
Did you like it?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. And then we have a kind of collection of people auditioning, and they're singing What I've Been Looking For.
Yeah.
I remember you took some umbrage with that.
Oh, was it the fact that they're like mean to these people that are trying out for? Yeah, like it seems like the whole message of this film is clearly meant to be like, no, do what you want, Troy. You can be this singer, but only try to be a singer if you can sing.
Which is probably good advice.
No, it's not. That's terrible. That's a terrible. Like, imagine how many kids there are that watch High School Musical.
Yeah.
And then like have the beginnings of being good singers. Like, because I think most people can be trained to be good at stuff if you have lessons. Imagine how many people had one person go, yeah, you're all right at singing, and immediately went, well, if High School Musical taught me anything, it's that if I'm only all right, I should give in.
Okay, but here's my counterpoint to that, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but the counterpoint is, if you told everyone that they were good at singing, then you get the sort of deluded fools that you find on like American Idol and stuff.
I'm not saying tell everyone they're good at singing, Liam. I'm saying if someone tells you you're not good at singing, don't necessarily give up and be like... someone say it's go. You can. It's quite fine to go. Oh, okay. I'm not good at singing. So maybe I need lessons, or maybe I should practice. That's what I'm saying.
Someone told me that I wasn't good at singing.
Yeah, and you still sing.
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah, you're not good at singing.
It's not just
like
you.
I said. I'm not telling you to not listen to those people. I'm saying if someone tells you you're not good at singing, you can still try.
The thing is, it's not just you that's told me that. That's what concerns me.
Yeah, I'm saying if you want to be a good singer, Liam, if you genuinely, honestly, if you said to me, I want to be good at singing.
I do, Jack. I want to be... Not
fine.
even good.
Go have
I
lessons.
want to be to the stage where I can do karaoke and not kill people's ears.
That's cool. Go have lessons.
But again, this comes back to what we were discussing earlier, where it's like, where do you just go and find these lessons? In London, I'm sure there's lessons in every other building.
But earlier we were on different sides of this argument.
Exactly. Do you see what's happened there, Jack?
So now you're agreeing with my earlier points.
And you're agreeing with mine.
No, but lessons are different, because lessons aren't a club. I'm not saying join a singing club. I'm saying get lessons.
Yeah.
Like literally hire a teacher.
So then we've got What I've Been Looking For properly sung by...
Yeah, I prefer their version because they let Kelsey play piano.
Yeah. So not only do you have... so that's the one where Sharpay and Ryan sing it.
Oh, wait. Do they?
So that we've got two. We've got the one where Troy and Gabriella sing it.
You said that Sharpay sang it at the beginning.
She sings Bop to the Top.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I like this song, but I prefer the version that's sung by Troy and Gabriella.
Okay, so I jumped ahead a little bit there. My apologies.
Yeah, you confused me. Sorry.
Yeah. So you prefer the Troy and Gabriella version, which was a bit
only
more...
because they let Kelsey play piano.
Okay, well, we'll get to Kelsey, so we haven't mentioned her yet. Then we've got, I think it's Stick to the Status Quo, which we've discussed.
Yep.
Oh, also somewhere in there's Get Your Head in the Game.
Yep.
I think that maybe is after Stick to the Status Quo. So Get Your Head in the Game we know you're not a big fan of, right?
No, it's really catchy.
Okay.
I just don't necessarily like the lyrics.
What about Stick to the Status Quo?
Sure.
Okay. So then we get to like the end, and there's kind of 3 songs-ish at the end, if I remember rightly. You have the Sharpay and Ryan version of What I've Been Looking For, because they do that for their final audition.
Yep.
And it's very overproduced.
Yep.
We also totally skipped over Vanessa Hudgens' When There Was Me and You, for good reason. Then we have Troy and Gabriella's final audition song, which you would think would be what I've been looking for, but instead they sing Breaking Free.
Yeah.
What do you think of that song?
It's good. It's catchy.
And then it ends with Start of Something New. No? What?
We're all in this together.
That's what I meant to say. I got myself confused.
You did, because that's the first song again, Liam.
Yep. It ends with We're All in This Together. I should have known that.
Which is a great song.
And it's a song that you learnt the dance moves to, isn't it, Jack?
Yep.
So,
if you want to see that, listeners, look on our Twitter.
Did you enjoy the dance moves?
No, the learn to dance to this song section of their DVD is shit.
Why is that?
Because the first step is always like, do this one thing,
Yeah.
and then do this second thing. There you go, you've got the first bit down. And I was like, oh, okay, this isn't going to be that hard. And the second step, he told me like 10 different instructions really quickly, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore.
You were doing it quite good at half speed.
I've been told.
There's video evidence.
Yeah.
Full speed, I very deliberately didn't record that for your dignity.
It's annoying because wasn't the full speed one better? There was one where I did better on full speed than half speed.
I mean, we can definitely think that if you want.
Yeah, so the ones you didn't see, listeners, were the ones where I 100% did it.
Yeah. You also learned the dance to get your head in the game, which, while they do say you can do without a basketball, I do think it loses a lot of its fun.
Yeah, you don't need a basketball. Now pretend you're rolling a basketball or bouncing a basketball. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, Kelsey, Jack, the shining beacon that got you through these 3 films.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about her at all?
She's just like a beautiful angel.
At one point, you were very willing to take her to prom.
Yeah, I was basically... She is the kind of girl that when I was in high school, I would have been like, good lord, she's the one.
So, could you kind of let people know what her role is in the film?
She writes the music for their musical. For the musical within High School Musical.
Yeah.
She's like a music coordinatory person. That's like her job.
Composer?
Pun?
Composer?
That's the one, composer.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank
music
you.
Coordinator.
Yeah, you know.
Sounds a bit more profesh.
Yeah, that's her like role.
And she is adorable. Like, I think you can see that she's being kind of picked on a little bit by Sharpay, particularly. And
I don't think picked on's the right word. Like, Sharpay's not... Like, I feel like this whole film, Sharpay's not like a bully, particularly.
Do you think?
I don't think she's a bully. I think she just thinks everyone's below her, which I guess is sort of a bully.
Yeah.
But she's not like... She doesn't like go out of her way to like pick on people. She just thinks that she deserves better.
Yeah, that is very true.
Like, there's no point where she's like shoving you in a locker.
Oh, no, she's not like that sort of bully. But I think...
But she is mean.
Yeah, she's a mean girl. So Kelsey... when Troy and Gabriella show an interest, suddenly it's not the Sharpay show anymore. So Kelsey like clings to them, is very much willing to work with them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, listeners, this is a film that I think if you go in with an open mind and a happy-go-lucky attitude, you might find it's not as bad as you're expecting.
I think most people would find it's not as bad as they're expecting.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's the best film ever.
No, and I would agree with that. It is not the best film ever. It's possibly not even Zac Efron's best film ever. But it is the sort of film that I personally am happy to watch again and again and again.
Whereas I don't think I'm ever going to watch it again.
Until we do High School Musical 2.
Unless you force me to watch it again when we do High School Musical 2.
Yeah, which will now go on the list. And, by the time we get around to doing it, we'll probably have to rewatch 1, just to refresh our memories of where the story got to.
Fantastic.
Before 2 starts. But, we maybe won't do drinking games when we watch them.
Or nicer drinks.
Yeah. Do you think the drinking games made it more of an experience, or would you kind of prefer to have not been...
They made it more bearable. I don't think I'd have been able to make it through the rest of it if I hadn't been drinking.
If you hadn't been drinking, I definitely don't think we'd have got you to watch number 2.
No.
Definitely not. And barely number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Like, watching number 3 was basically because we'd already seen some of it, so I was like, I guess we have to.
I was very insistent. You didn't really
You also were
want to...
very insistent, yeah.
And I was less insistent with us watching the extras, but you did seem to enjoy those.
It's because I was just interested in what they had to say. I was
Yeah, exactly. After watching these, what is your opinion of Zac Efron?
I mean, nothing. I definitely separate this Zac Efron from the... Like, the Zac Efron in these films, I don't get why you love.
Okay.
Whereas the Zac Efron nowadays, I get it. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
Zac Efron seems like a cool guy.
He's very deliberately distanced himself from these films.
Yeah, and I agree with him. I'm like, yeah, that's the right decision.
The thing is, while I agree with you, like he has done the right decision. I still hold hope that they'll do a High School Musical reunion film, and if they're going to do that, they can't do it without Zac Efron.
Yeah.
So
I don't want them to do one.
that's not what you were saying the other day, Jack.
I think that's just I wanted to see more Kelsey.
Exactly. Imagine her coming back 10 years later.
What's Zac Efron doing? Get back in the film.
Exactly. So yeah, that is my hope. You know, give it a few more years yet, but I would 100% be down for the High School Musical reunion film. What would you like to give them out of 3, Jack?
We're just doing the first film.
Yep.
2.5.
Okay. That's not terrible. You know, middle ground.
Yeah, that's like my smack bang in the middle.
Yeah. I'm going to go for 4 out of 5.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Like I said, not a perfect film, but it is... It's kind of like the equivalent of popcorn, where I can just devour it and enjoy it, but it won't necessarily leave me feeling like satisfied or like I've had a lot of thoughts probed or anything like that, you know, like the real classic films will do.
Now, listeners, when you see the video that I post to Twitter when this episode goes live, just bear that in mind, that Liam's like, this is just like popcorn, you know, it's nothing major.
I mean,
This is more like Liam's heroin.
well, yeah, there is that.
He'll keep coming back forever and he can't help himself.
Yeah. So, Jack, what are we doing next time?
Well, Liam, seeing as I was so gracious as to let you pick High School Musical this time, and, you know, again, didn't hate it,
Yeah.
we agreed that I would be allowed to pick the next one, and I can try and get you to like an anime again.
Because that went so well last time, didn't it?
I realised the mistake I made last time.
What was that?
Attack on Titan,
Yeah.
I love it,
Yeah.
but it is more of a traditional anime, right? It's got the big monsters.
Don't even think that's the mistake you made last time. Judging from the show and judging from what you've told me of the show, I think the mistake you made last time is you gave me 6 episodes of a show that doesn't really get started and get good until after those 6 episodes.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I don't really have any other choice if I give you something like Attack on Titan. I can't go to you, hey Liam, watch episodes 6 to 12.
No, I agree, but
I did try. I said,
why...
hey Liam, maybe you should try watching the rest of the series after this, and you went, no.
No, I just said I was going to, I just never did.
Yeah, exactly. So
Kind
that's
of
your
like
fault, not
you
mine.
with Making a Murderer.
Yeah, that's true. So next time, we'll be doing Cowboy Bebop.
First, it's just a fucking ridiculous name.
Yep, welcome to the world of anime,
Yeah.
where they translate Japanese names to English,
Yeah.
and it never quite works.
Could you just prepare me a little bit with kind of a very general, like, one sentence what it's about?
No. I mean, I can give you you're not going to like it.
Okay.
The like one sentence.
Yeah.
Not the. I reckon you might like the series.
Alright, just let's get the one sentence, like a plaster, pull it off quick.
It's basically about a space bounty hunter and his crew, and it's their like adventures, effectively. But that, honestly, that does not describe this show at all.
Can I ask, and obviously without spoiling it, can I ask why you think I would like this?
Because it's different to the standard anime.
Right, but as someone that doesn't necessarily like the standard anime...
Yeah, it's not different in a, oh, I get it, because it's different in a good way, like in a anyone could watch this, and like the issues you have said to me that you have with anime before,
Which are?
this doesn't really do them. I don't know, I can't fucking remember, you told me in like episode 1.
Does anyone come of age?
No, I'm not giving you, no, because see, the thing is, right, I don't want to do a podcast where we only review coming of age things, so you can fuck right off with that.
Would you say anyone came of age in High School Musical? Because
No, they didn't, they just stayed children.
Well, they were all adults pretending to be children. Let's make that very clear.
Yeah, the characters just all stayed children.
After you've just said how much you fancy Kelsey, let's make it very clear.
I don't fancy Kelsey. I would have dated Kelsey or tried to date Kelsey in high school, but the actress that played Kelsey
Whose name?
is a beautiful angel. It's Alicia Rulin.
Nerd on Nerd, where we come prepared.
Yep.
I think the important thing to bear in mind when you're watching and maybe even enjoying High School Musical is that most of the cast were 18 and above when filming.
God, Jesus, that makes you sound so disgusting, Liam.
I'm just saying, one of my big initial reasons for enjoying the film when I first watched it was 100% Vanessa Hudgens. I had a mad crush on her. It's gone in later years. I don't know why necessarily. Like I don't know. Do you know about the kind of scandal she was involved in?
Oh, vaguely, but not probably.
Yeah, and like I don't know if that maybe I don't know. That might have been the beginning, and then she made a couple of like questionable film choices. Her and Zac Efron broke up, and I feel like if you can do that to him, I mean, you're not really worth time of day, are you? So we had a bit of a disagreement, if you will, that she doesn't really know about. But yeah, I still can go back and enjoy the film for what it is. It's just she annoys me a little bit more now than she did when I first watched it.
You're like the girl that has a crush on the main guy, and then like the girl breaks up with him, and you're like, well, she was a bitch anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, Liam.
It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, next time, Cowboy Bebop, 6 episodes. If you want to get involved, they might be on Netflix. We don't know.
No idea.
We have no idea. If not, I'm sure there's a DVD available.
There is.
Exactly, because that's what I'm going to be ordering soon.
Yep.
So get involved, get them watched. Let us know what you thought of those episodes. And look, we know that our last episode only went up yesterday, and it didn't give you a lot of time to get your thoughts in about High School Musical. So if you've written in and you're listening to this, eagerly waiting for us to read out what you had to say about High School Musical, we're sorry. We promise we'll read it out next episode.
Yep.
And how can they write in and let us know what they think of these things, Jack?
If you want to write in and let us know, you can tweet us at nerdonnerd, or you can email us at nerdonnerdpod@gmail.com.
I've been Liam Underwood.
I've been Jack Hemster.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.